Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another speed build. In this speed build, I'm building a waterfront house on a 40 by 30 lot in Sulani. I hope that you guys are still enjoying all the Sulani builds. I'm still totally in island living mode. I have just way too much fun building these houses. And I started off by building a round section in the back, and for this, once again, I've done this a couple of times. I used the round foundation piece that already has a fence attached to it, and then you simply remove the fence, you make it smaller on both sides, and then you merge two of them together, and this way you can create a perfect half circle, but you have to use the one that has a fence attached to it. When you're using the regular round foundation, it's not working, the shape is a bit wonky, so if you want to recreate this, you definitely have to use the round foundation with the fence attached to it. And then I decided to create a round pool, and in my opinion the round pool is kind of the star of this build, and building this was tedious but also a lot of fun. So what I did was I placed a foundation inside the water, and then I placed the Get Famous Pristine Pedestal on top of it. You guys know that I really like to use this object, especially for kind of modern builds or anything that kind of looks minimalistic and all that. So it's just a little cube, it's a surface, technically you could place something on top of it, and I placed the foundation underneath just so I was able to place the cube, and then when you delete the foundation, the cube remains where you placed it. And this way I kind of created it. It's some type of ocean pool, just like the ocean infinity pool that I built for a tutorial. So this is not a legit kind of pool, it's technically a saltwater pool and it's part of the ocean. It just looks like a fancy pool, and if you want to, you could also leave one side open, for example, so the Sims would be able to swim out. But the way that I build it here and the way that I upload this to the gallery, your Sims won't be able to just swim out, so it's really working like some type of pool. And you simply place all these cubes by activating the Sims 3 camera, and then you hold down Alt on your keyboard, you hold down your left mouse button, and then you move your mouse, and this way you can rotate objects freely, and then you just have to align them. It is tedious, I have to admit, but I just wanted to quickly explain it in case you are interested how you can do this yourself. And here at this point I just placed a couple of cubes underneath the round section. I wanted this to look like columns, so these columns would technically support the pool. I just wanted this to make sense, kind of. I wanted this to look realistic, so that's what I did. But then eventually I noticed that the way that I built this here, the pool is kind of floating above the water, so there's kind of a gap between the water surface and the round shape, and I didn't like this. So eventually, as you will see, I'm going to place tons of cubes underneath just so it's one solid round shape basically. I didn't record all of it, and you are going to see how I'm going to begin placing all these cubes because this took a long time, and I don't think that anyone has time to watch me placing cubes for 1 hour straight. But you are going to see what I'm talking about in a couple of minutes. So at this point I'm just working on the shape of the house, and it just kind of all comes together slowly. The house itself is kind of really simple, but in a good way. I really wanted to create something that has this tropical summer vibe to it that looks kind of modern. Once again, it kind of reminds me, I mentioned this before in another build, of these private practice houses, the Grey's Anatomy spin-off. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of that. One of the coolest features of this build that I kind of stumbled upon by accident are the stairs that I attached to the patio area. So I just attached the stairs to the foundation. By the way, I finally used the stilt foundations. I talked about this in my other Sulani speed builds. I kind of never used them, even though they are amazing and they totally make sense, but for some reason I always kind of built a floating kind of floor, and then there were no stilt foundations at all. But in this build I finally used them, and then I attached the stairs, and the stairs are leading into the water, so there is no pool ladder or anything. The Sims don't have to jump into the water or anything, they can just use the stairs, so they can walk down the stairs into the water. I've always dreamed about using regular stairs for pools, and this is not a real kind of legit pool, it's a saltwater ocean kind of, I don't know, pool. But finally we have stairs that are leading into the water, and I think it looks super beautiful, and I really like this feature. I don't know if this was kind of intentionally added to the game by the gurus or if this is just working for some reason, but it just looks super cool. And I also added a couple of the cubes to the round foundation that I mentioned earlier, just so it kind of looks cohesive, because I used a lot of them for the round pool, and I also kind of pushed the pool back a little bit eventually, because I felt like the section of the pool where Sims can swim inside wasn't big enough and it didn't look right. And then I just kind of started to work on the front. As you just saw, I decided to go for this dark roof color, and the wall color is part of Island Living as well. It's this amazing kind of modern looking wood color. It comes in a lot of swatches, and I was kind of going for the lightest one here. I felt like the combination with the dark roof and the kind of dark gray, I don't know what this is. It also looks a bit brown, but this kind of more cool toned wood color that I used for the floor. I just kind of loved this combination, and then I added an exterior trim to the round section. I thought it just looks fancy. It has no other purpose than looking fancy. Of course, technically you could also kind of add maybe a round roof on top, but I really just wanted this for decoration purposes. I also added some trellis in the front and in the back, and here I'm using the good old jungle adventure wall decoration. You can use this one to just kind of create cornerstones almost. I just wanted to add more detail, and I also used this other jungle adventure wall decoration. I said in another build that I feel like that jungle adventure is a perfect match for island living because of the whole theme and the idea behind it, and I eventually started to use a couple of more jungle adventure objects. It's just a beautiful wall decoration, and it's a bit colorful, which I think is super amazing because it just kind of adds a tiny pop of color, because there's not much color in this build at all. Sometimes I really like to add a couple of flowers on the exterior just so there's a bit of yellow or blue or pink, for example, but here I kept it very neutral, so this is the only pop of color, but it really makes this build look more fresh and exciting in my opinion. The interior, as you will see, is modern and it still has a beach feel to it. It's still tropical and fun, but this is kind of a really solid, good family home in my opinion. There's not much crazy stuff going on. The only crazy thing is kind of the pool and the outdoor area. The roofing was also a bit scary and weird. I was kind of freaking out how to merge it all together, but eventually it worked out fine. It was just a bit confusing. We all know that roofs in The Sims 4 can be a bit confusing. To make the roofing look a bit more interesting, I used the so-called Waystone, again part of Island Living. It's super beautiful. I chose this color so there is a bit more warmth going on. The color is almost the same as the wall decoration of the Jungle Adventure pack has in it, like this very warm, beautiful brown. The one that I used for the fake kind of cornerstones, I mean. And I feel like this just once again adds more detail and makes it look more interesting. As I said, this is kind of a relatively simple build when we talk about the shape of the house, and when you add more details it just looks a bit more interesting and fancy. And now it's finally time to announce the winner of the giveaway. Once again, I would like to say thank you so much for all your support, all your love, all your comments, for subscribing, for watching my videos. You guys are amazing, and I wanted to give a little something back to you, so I made a giveaway so someone would win a key for The Sims 4 Island Living for PC. And a lot of you joined this giveaway and it was kind of overwhelming, so thank you so much for participating. In case you don't win, please don't be disappointed. There will be many more giveaways on this channel in the future, and in this case I would like to say good luck for the next time. And now I will announce the winner. So the winner is Zizi Baby. I hope that I pronounced this correctly. In case I didn't, I'm very sorry. Also, on this note, when I made the angled window tutorial, I said facade, but it's called facade. So I kind of have a history of saying things the wrong way. So I'm sorry, ZZ Baby, if this is wrong, but you are the winner. I used commentpicker.com for this, so a random comment was picked, and I'm going to leave a comment underneath the original comment that has won. And please, ZZ Baby, contact me on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook or Instagram. All my social media information is down below in the description box. And congratulations, ZZ Baby, and once again, good luck to all of you the next time, and thank you all so much for participating. And here I'm now working on the interior. As I said, I kind of wanted to keep it modern. Once again, I used the island living, I was about to say tropical island, the island living counters. I'm so excited to finally have proper island counters, but this time, once again, I kind of created them using the regular counters, and then I placed a table inside it because I still wanted to have this typical kind of island counter area where Sims can sit and hang out, and maybe they have a quick breakfast or something. I also placed another small table inside the kitchen area, but on the other side of the house there is a very fancy dining room area. And I really love how the dining room turned out because there are windows all around it, and I figured that this would be the perfect place for it because what else could you place there? You cannot place a lot of stuff on the walls when there is kind of windows going all around it, so I felt like it's perfect. You can see it here now. There's so many windows. I just used this surface that is part of Dine Out, just some type of table thingy. I placed it all around the wall just so it looks a bit more furnished, and I don't know, because as I said, I couldn't place a lot of stuff right in front of the windows. This would kind of defeat the purpose of this beautiful sun-flooded room, but I felt like it's too empty, so I kind of had to add these tables and this beautiful kind of vase thing and all these lamps, and I also used this corner to place a bar. I feel like the whole floor plan kind of totally makes sense. The dining room area, there's still a nook for the bar and all that. I really like this. I also really like that the living room is right in the center of the room, as you're going to see. I used a lot of island living stuff once again because it's an island living build, so I kind of totally fell in love with these sofas and these armchairs. Just so beautiful. The little table that I placed in between the armchairs is part of Spa Day. I felt like because it looks so modern and so simple, it kind of fits to the whole interior. Also, I placed these base game paintings at the wall. I totally forgot that there is a room behind that wall, a bathroom, so at this point I kind of forgot to place a door, but I'm going to fix this in a second. Also, I placed a bookshelf there, but then I noticed that there are no stairs, so I'm going to remove that and place the stairs right there for my modern round shaped build, the Sulani build. I mean, I totally forgot to add stairs at the bottom, and then someone left a comment and said, hey, I think you forgot to place some stairs, and I was totally shocked. I don't know how I could forget this. I then deleted it in the gallery and re-uploaded it with some stairs in it, so in case you were affected by this, I'm very sorry, and it's up in the gallery. I mean, it's not difficult to just add a couple of stairs, but I just wanted to mention this and say sorry. I don't know, I was confused. This is one of the bedrooms. This is one of my favorite rooms in this house because it's so beautiful. You have this balcony and the view over the ocean. It's so sun-flooded, so bright and so happy. This is why I used this island living bed and this swatch, because the orange just makes it look even more happier in combination with this painting. There's also a lot of orange in it. There are these very small kind of windows right over the bed. I felt like it kind of makes sense to simply place a picture in the center, and this is the other room. The first bedroom that you just saw with the orange bed has a bathroom attached to it, so it's an ensuite. Technically it's the master bedroom, but this one here is even bigger, but it has no bathroom attached to it. So in total there are 3 bedrooms, 2 regular bedrooms for grown-ups and 1 kids room. At first I wanted to include 2 kids rooms, but then I noticed that I should probably add another bathroom, so that 3 bathrooms in total. One is already part of the ensuite, so I felt like 1 bathroom at the bottom is not enough. I definitely wanted to include another bathroom at the top floor, so that's what I did. It's a lot bigger than the other ones, so yeah, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, so enough space for a decent size sim family, I would say. As I said earlier, I was kind of going for a very kind of normal family home feel in combination with some crazy features, and I feel like this kind of worked out pretty well. I added a PC to the hallway at the top because there wasn't really space for a separate office. At the end of the day, this is not the biggest lot ever, so that's what I did. And this is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video and this build. If so, please like and subscribe. As always, you can find this build in the gallery. You can find all the information down below in the description box. Once again, congratulations to Zizi Baby for winning the giveaway. And I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!